So for my next trick, I'm going to show you how to fix your carburetor without actually showing you how to fix your carburetor. And hang on, because that's going to make perfect sense in a few minutes. So last week, we did that video on initial carburetor setup and adjust. Now, how to get the idle stop set and the mixture screw set to get your cleanest, smoothest idle. And we explained in that video, and the link to that is in the description below in case you missed it. We explained in that video that carburetor designers leave certain things fairly universal so that they can be worked on by anybody, right? So in that video, we explained that if you've got your idle stop screw set a turn and a half out, and you can't get it to idle, you've got to go two turns, 3 turns, you got to really open it up before the thing will idle. And you're not getting any reaction out of the mixture screws, that you got to go inside the carburetor and fix it. All right, so here's where things get simple and convoluted at the same time, because the idle system in a typical downdraft carburetor, and all of these are examples of everything we use as a downdraft carburetor. There are side drafts or Webers and whatnot, but for our purposes, we're talking about the typical Edelbrock, Carter, Holley, whatever this thing is, Rochesters. They're all examples of downdraft carburetors. So here's what happens. And this is so common. This is so common. A car's been sitting for a couple of years, it's had gas in it, the gas goes bad. Or you pick up a carburetor at a swap meet or a show or whatever. Or you take one that's just been sitting around for a long time off the shelf and you throw it on the car. And you can't get any reaction from the idle mixture screws. And it doesn't matter if it's this style or this style on the Holleys, all the same. Downdraft carburetors have a unique and, like I said, convoluted idle circuit. So when the idle circuit becomes clogged, right away you say to yourself, well, this has got to be a fairly simple thing, right? I could take the needle out and I could spray some carb cleaner in there, or pass a pipe, pass a wire or something through there, and I can get it to clean up. It's not that simple. The problem is the circuitry, the idle circuitry on a downdraft carburetor is unique, right? It goes against what you would think, because you say to yourself, well, okay, the fuel's up here, and the hole that the engine idles off of is down here right under the throttle plates. So obviously it's got to be a short path from the bottom of the fuel bowl past this screw to the hole. But it don't work like that. See, if you had that kind of system on a downdraft carburetor, the fuel would automatically just drain into the engine. There would be no way to regulate the amount of fuel that it got. So you just have a constant drip. You'd shut the engine off, and whatever was in the bowls would dump into the engine. So because of that, the idle circuitry on these carburetors all runs to a level above the level of fuel in the float bowl before it comes back down again. So typically, and I'm just going to show you on this particular carburetor, but they all have a version of the same system. So your Rochester's got a different version, and your single barrel Holley for your slant 6 has another version, and right. But the principles are all the same. So once you know where to look, you'll be able to find your problem. Okay. So the way this works is that there are passages drilled. So if we work our way backwards, okay, from the point of discharge where the needle valve fits into the hole, the point of discharge for the idle circuit. If we work our way backwards, we would find that this passage goes straight up into the carburetor above the level of fuel in the bowl. And then from that point, it comes back towards the bowl and then down to the lowest point. Now, some of them have their own unique intake port. Some of them feed through the main jet. So the fuel's got to pass through the main jet first before it gets to the idle circuit. But either way, the idle circuit is not a short distance. The idle circuit runs all the way up inside the carburetor. And in addition to that, so you say, I've seen this happen. I've seen people say this a bunch of times. Well, I just rev it up and close the throttle, and it'll suck the fuel through. It'll suck whatever's bad through. It won't work like that, because also incorporated into the idle circuit is an air bleed. So the air bleed is there to lighten the vacuum signal to the fuel, right? So in other words, you've got an extremely strong vacuum signal under the throttle blades when the engine is idling. So without some sort of air brake in between the fuel source, which is in the bowl, and the idle mixture orifice, if you don't have some sort of brake in between there, you've got 100% of engine vacuum pulling on a solid circuit, and it would cause the mixture to be overly sensitive, and you probably wouldn't get proper volume all the time. So all of the manufacturers add some sort of idle air bleed. So what you've got here now is you've got a circuit that's going to start at the hole, it's going to go up, it's going to come back down to the bowl, and at the very top of it is going to be a small orifice, usually just a couple of thousandths of an inch, and it's going to pull air through there. So you wouldn't be able to just close the throttle and suck it through, because the extra vacuum is only going to be offset by the air bleed. All right. So how do you fix these things? Like I said, they're all a little bit different. So it's nearly impossible to tell you how to fix yours. What you have to do now is tear your carburetor apart, find the circuitry for it, a schematic that shows the circuitry, locate those idle passages, and clean them out. So the idle passages are all very small. And in the case of the Holleys, the smallest passages are all in the metering block. In the case of these Carter-style carburetors, they're all in the boosters. So you've got big passages drilled through the carburetor body, but all of the small passages, tiny passages that regulate the mixture, are all in the booster body. So they're actually very easy to fix. Now there is another thing that happens with these Carter Edelbrock style carburetors, and that there's a gasket between the booster and the body. And if that gasket dries out, or the booster screws aren't tightened down sufficiently, it'll pull air through there, and you won't get fuel pulled through into the idle circuit. So how do you fix these things? Okay, like if you're a professional and you do this all the time, you use an ultrasonic cleaner. And even that, when the tiniest passages are solidly clogged, even that won't really do the trick. What you have to do is actually get in there and poke those passages through. You've got to locate them, and you've got to poke them through. My favorite thing to use for that is the bristle from a wire brush. If you take the bristle, take one bristle, pull it out of a wire brush, it's generally just the right thickness, and it's got the right consistency to it that it'll poke through any type of obstruction. You can use safety wire. That comes in a stainless steel wire that comes in all different sizes. I've seen people use the bread wrap. You take you get a loaf of bread and you get that tie wrap. Well, if you peel the paper off of that, you've got a perfect device for poking through fine carburetor passages. Several ways to do it. You have to determine, based on your carburetor and the schematic, the flow schematic of your carburetor and where those passages are located, the best way to approach poking them through. The worst of them that I've seen, well, okay, there's a few really bad ones, but the Holley, the single barrel Holley that they use like on the Slant 6 cars, that has a metering block in it, and in order to clear out the idle passages, you have to dig a lead plug out of the top of the metering block to poke that one through. The easy fix for that now is you JB weld a piece of aluminum or tin over the top of it and put it back together again. You'll never have another problem. But that's just an example of one carburetor that's got like you've got to really kind of dig in and get crazy to get those passages cleaned. On these Edelbrock and Carter AFB AVS style, thermoquad style carburetors, they're a snap. They're the easiest ones of all to clear out. The Holleys, they'll tend to fight you. Those meter and blocks don't want to give up their blockages, right? But and it's such a common problem. Knowledge is what you need here. You don't need a how-to. You need the knowledge of where to look, an idea of what it takes to solve the problem. And now you can put two and two together and go solve it yourself. I hope you got something out of that. I'll see you tomorrow.